What? What's up, everybody? Justin Stone, welcome to Always Running Forward. Let's spend some time together talking about the runs. Today, what I want to do is talk about some more flip-flops. If you're a loyal viewer, thank you, first of all. But you'll see that a few months ago, I did a review on a brand called Oofos, OOFOS, and they are recovery flip-flops and recovery shoes for us runners, and they are amazing. I've never heard of them before, and then they sent me a pair. And they're like, Justin, you got to check these out. They're perfect for runners. They're super squishy, and they keep their form really well, and they make your feet feel great after all those miles. And I was like, prove it. So they did, and I tried it, and I loved them, and I couldn't stop raving about them. I wear them nearly every day when I'm done running. I mean, really, they're great, and it's not just me. It's the whole running community just loves them. So they called me up, and they're like, Justin, you love our flip-flops so much. And I was like, I totally do. And they're like, well, check it. We've got other shoes for you to try. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. So what I want to talk about are the Oofos OOAHH Sport flip-flops. These are the men's, and as you can see, they have a different look than the other flip-flops that I have. These are much more of what you would see athletes wearing post-sport or in the locker room or in the shower. And I gotta say, another great product from Oofos. They still have all the great cushioning, and the foam is what they call it, which absorbs about 37% more weight and force than your traditional foam. But they do, as I said, they have a little bit of a different style. And I've tried them out, and I just want to give you a quick take on these. So while I love the technology that go into Oofos, I have some feelings about these that I definitely want to share with you guys. First and foremost, let's talk about the good things. As I mentioned before, it's the Oofos foam technology again. So it has a lot of responsive foam that when you step into it, your feet just kind of sink in and feel really comfortable and lovey, and it's like little clouds on your feet. But there is a little section right here that stays very firm and dense, so it digs into your arch, and it makes sure that your foot really, your arch is really supported as you step into it, and I love that. I love that about these shoes. As I've mentioned in my other post, it does take a little bit getting used to. They're very firm, but then they loosen up a little bit, and they don't feel like your traditional flip-flops, so you've got to get used to them for a little bit. But the technology is great. They keep their form. I've worn these a little bit just to test them out, walk around with them post-run, and they feel like similar to my other ones. So with the good, I want to talk a little bit about some of the features that I'm kind of iffy or on the fence about. First and foremost, it is the style. I am not really into like the whole like locker room look. I guess that's a towel, right? Towel and flip-flops. But it's the piece over here. I don't like that. I don't like the way that my feet feel in it. It feels just kind of a little restricting a little bit. So I can see why some people like it, and this is purely a judgment call on me, so I wouldn't say that you shouldn't get these because of that. If that's your style, then great. If it's not, Oofos makes other more flip-floppy flip-flops. But the other thing that I felt with these, and I'm not sure how much that they tinkered with the design, if all, but I did feel that my feet, my arch is a little too supported. I have normal arches like most neutral runners, but when I step into these, it feels very like high up, and it's almost like a bridge, like two sides of a bridge are just kind of collapsing down, and that was noticeable for me. Even after I wore these for a while, I could feel it. So what I do love about Oofos is that they are really dedicated to making sure that your feet are taken care of post-run. Us runners, we run a lot and we run huge mileage, and we have to make sure that our feet are taken care of afterwards. And the dedication from Oofos is unbelievable. So, I would probably rate these if we did like a scale of 1 to 10. I would probably say these are like a 7.5. But really, it's more like a style thing for me than more than anything, and then the feel of that arch. But my regular Oofos are still amazing. These are great. They're very durable. I've had them for a couple months, and they've yet to fall apart, which is to say a lot for flip-flops. So definitely check these guys out. It's Oofos OOAHH Sport Series. They retail, I think, for about $59.95, just like the other Oofos shoes do. So you're getting what you pay for, and I think that is great. And I'm a big believer in the brand. I'm a big believer in most of their products. So, I've definitely checked them out if you're looking for some type of recovery shoe or something even easy to walk around. In fact, I'm heading out on vacation, and those are like the first things that I'm packing. So, maybe I'll even take these and try them again. These might be good for like the hotel gym shower because they're antimicrobial. So, we'll give them a try, and maybe I'll write a little bit more on the blog. So a couple other things I want to talk about really briefly is I just got back from running the Chicago Marathon. My post is on my blog at alwaysrunningforward.com. I'd love for you to check it out. Really cool experiences. Not the best run I've had of my Chicago experiences, but all in all, it was great to get back to my home city and see friends and family. And I actually had a chance to run with Emma Coburn, and that was a really cool story. So I would urge you guys to check it out at alwaysrunningforward.com. So moving forward, I'm headed down this week to Disney to run Disney's Wine and Dine Half Marathon. If you haven't run it, it is by far my favorite half marathon of all the half marathons I've ever run. It's at night, and it's a huge party afterwards. It's really the race that I get to cut loose and have a lot of fun. It's kind of the culmination of my training. So I'm excited to get down there. I would love to see you guys if you're down there. I'm going to be at some meetups. I'll be at the expo. I will be around property. So if you want to stop and say hi, that'd be great. I would love just to talk and see what you're all about. So as well as get feedback on what I'm doing here. So please make sure to see me if I'm down there. You may see me in a Making Lemonade out of t-shirt. That would be me. But anyways, if you're not there, no worries. Check me out at alwaysrunningforward.com, facebook.com/alwaysrunningforward, Instagram Justin_Stone24, and Twitter DisneyRunner24. And in the meantime, while you guys are out there having fun, you're running fast, you're running smart, and I'll see you next time. These are the Oofos. I have to call.